shoot a couple of videos, some of the stuff I'm getting ready for next weekend. So this car is what Quinn wanted to run. It's copper Camaro. It is a Johnny Lightning bottom. Right now, this is completely stock. I haven't done anything to it yet, other than I don't know where my Johnny Lightning tires went, so I put some silicone T-Jet tires on here, and I think it's 340 super tires. So we'll run a heat with this guy and do some work on him and see what we can do as far as improvement goes. I haven't changed out the armature on this. I haven't changed out magnets on this, so we'll see what it does kind of stock, and then oh, that did not go off the line very fast.
Yellow flag.
Could be a short video. Stock front end. So what I'm going to do is I'll talk to it in a second here. And I'm going to change out the front end, put a Frey style front end, we're allowed. I'm going to take a look at the armature in this car. I can't remember or if I tested this one or not yet. We'll take a look and see what it is. I may leave it. It's got it would have the Johnny Lightning blue and white magnets in there. And yeah, front end. Maybe leave the blue and whites in there. We'll see. We'll see what kind of times we can get. We have no idea. This is a new class for us, so I have no idea what the times will look like next weekend at Patrick's. We'll find out. So this new class we're doing is kind of like an open T-Jet, American Muscle Bodies, and then kind of whatever you want. Whatever armature, whatever magnets, Frey style front end. And I think that's about it that we put on the parameters on it. I'll take a look and make sure I didn't miss anything, but yeah. Okay, so finished running it. Ended up about 2 laps shorter than the 5 ohm car, and which I got running pretty close to my Frey car. So that's sort of my starting point. I mean, the Frey car, to me, I think logically should run faster. So this is a stock Johnny Lightning, original brushes in here. It's got the blue and white magnets. Again, I got the super tires on the back. Change out the front end here. The armature in this is pretty much 15 right on all the way around. So I want to compare it to the 5 ohm arm. I'm not 100% convinced such a low arm in these T-Jets is the best. To me, I think it's a bit of a toss-up. You lose the top speed on the straights, but Patrick track has a couple straights. It's got the back straight and the front straight. Not super long, kind of similar to mine. I can't remember what his table is. I think it's the same as mine, 9 or 10 feet. Pete's table is where you lose some of that top end speed because he's got the 16 foot table, so you lose ground there. But I do believe that these higher arm cars, as long as you can get lower than that Frey, which is your 16, if you can get down below that, but not too low, I think these T-Jets handle better. But again, we'll fiddle with a couple different designs and see. I just thought that pin was out of there. Yeah, so we'll take this front end off. We'll put what I'm going to put on. Actually, I ended up with a couple of these. I got some different ones here. So this one's the Nostalgia heavy front end. So the heavy front end, the weights on here are 1.18 grams. On the other car, I got a set of the Nostalgia light front ends, and the weights on here are 8.83 grams. So quite a bit of difference. I'm going to try it out, see how it handles on the track. We'll put this front end on. I'm going to leave everything else intact for now. I may see, I don't know what I've got for front tires. I got these washers, but these are a little smidge too big. Chinese measurements. Oh, actually, oh no, they don't. Well, they don't. They fit a little bit better on the Johnny Lightning cars, but they're too big for the Jet stuff. So I will look for some more O-rings to drop that front end, because if I put the restricted shoes, the Wizard restricted shoes, which keep the front end down, they got that little crimp on the end, super nice. But you've got to have lower tires or the shoes don't touch. So anyways, we'll put the front end on. We'll do some more laps. Okay, so here we go again. So again, same car. Got the Camaro. I put the heavy Jet Nostalgia front end on there. It's got the hanging squares. I did put a pair of restricted on this one. I can't get this one driver's side to punch up or down. So we'll see. I'm going to see if it runs, and then maybe we'll swap and see. But I got the restricted on there. I started messing with the Johnny Lightning ones, and ironically messed them up. So we'll take this guy for a spin, see what kind of lap times I can get with this in comparison, and see what else I want to do. Oh, the rubber's going to be too high. See, this is the problem with these restricted and these Wizard, I'm on camera here, but these Wizard tires that come with these setups, you gotta size down, and that's the issue. I got some washers coming tomorrow, so that might be the end of that. Let's see how he runs without anyway, but nope. Not going to get low enough. Okay. New game plan. All right, we'll try this again. So I went back to the silver arms. These are just replacements that I bought, similar to Johnny Lightning style. Yeah, so we'll give this guy a run. What did I say? So I did about 2 laps shorter than my freight car, 2 laps shorter than my car I put together for myself. So the one that I have for myself has a 5 ohm arm in it. I do have a couple more of those 5-6 ohm mean greens. Pretty jumpy in these little cars, but yeah, we'll see how this guy goes. Seems to run pretty good here. He's not bouncing too much. Patrick's track, I think a lot of it runs. Oh my god. Hard to run the cars and talk at the same time, but it runs very similar to mine. It's a bit smoother. He's done a bit more work on his AFX Tomy track. Runs a bit smoother than my Tyco, so I know if
Yellow fly.
I'm running okay on this track, and it does run good on Patrick's. Pete's is a little bit different, and Rick's is completely different that I found out last weekend or the other weekend. So. Well, let's see. I do, like I said, I think Pete's got a TFX in this race. I suspect he's going to take it. That car was flying around this track when he had it here last time. He had a little Ferrari body on it. So they'll probably change that out to make sure it's American Muscle, but I suspect he'll be running that car. Now it's a pretty hard one. That was a hard one to keep up with. So we'll see where we sit with these cars and do some work over the next couple weeks to try to stay competitive. All right, so inevitably, whatever always seems to happen is I build my own car. So this one was built before. This is the one with the 5 or 5.5 ohm arm. It's got the light Nostalgia front end. So the Nostalgia front end is just a little bit narrower than the new Fray. I ended up with some of these, so I'm going to just try them out. Kind of cool. This guy, mine was running 21 laps, same as I could run with my Fray car, which I think is fairly comparable because you put these hard plastic bodies on there and you bump up the laps. Though, so every time I build Quinn a car, somehow it ends up faster than mine. And so again, I was getting, when I ran this guy, so the Freight cars and the one I built for myself, I was running, what did I say? 21 laps. I think I said 21, but it was what it was, 21. This guy ran stock at 19, and I just ran 24. So I bested my own car now. So what I'm gonna do is, in Quinn's car and mine, is I've got some of these Black Magics. Oh, Black Dragons. I always want to call them Black Magic, but Black Dragon magnets. Going to drop these in and see what they do as far as difference goes. All right, super interesting. So I don't know if you can see this, but just for my own sake. So Quinn's car here, my Fray and my 5-ohm car was running about 21 laps, which I was, again, pretty happy with. I ran Quinn's stock 19, so a couple laps down. Put in the heavy Nostalgia WizJet front end set. Got up to 24 laps, so yeah, 5 laps. I increased by 5 laps, which is pretty impressive. I just dropped in the Black Dragons and shimmed them up real quick, and 25 laps. So I actually got another lap out of that, and I was going down 6.5. I think 6.5 seconds was my fastest lap with this guy. And the Quinn's, I know Quinn's Freight car goes 6.9 second lap, so this is a bit less with a 15 ohm arm. So I'm going to drop Black Dragons in this guy, and yeah, see what happens. So if I get the washers tomorrow, I might put some restricted front ends in there, lower that front ends a bit and see what happens. I haven't done anything else. This car actually sits pretty good. This is a Johnny, it always wants to focus on your hand, but Johnny Lightning body and chassis, so it does sit way lower than the Auto World stuff. This is also a Johnny Lightning. It sits a little bit higher, but what I want to do is, I have this body. I'm pretty sure this is the Johnny Lightning Charger. Holy Hannah. This is my lightest body. This is one that I wanted to make my car, but the posts are super high. So I got the Dremel out, which is very scary for me always. I love wrecking stuff. So I've got it down a little bit. When I started to put the chassis on, the axle was still hitting, so it just doesn't fit the Auto World. So if I have time, I'm going to build this guy up as well. So, but that'll be 3 cars. So that's always my challenge with Quinn. Building a car for Quinn as well as myself. And this is the other body I want to use too. Actually, I did not want to use the Mustang Boss. I wanted to use this guy and this guy. I have an excessive number of orange cars for some reason. Orange is not my favorite color, but I have, for whatever reason, ended up with a crap pile of orange cars. So these are the 2 that I want to use for the American body, American Muscle. But we'll get there. They just wouldn't fit on the Auto World. For whatever reason, the axle hits this post. So I'm going to try some different bodies. I can't remember if I said it before, but this one actually, when I got it, I can't remember where I got this from, but it fits really nicely on this chassis, which is a T-dash, and when I ohmed out the arm the other day, it was like bang on 16. So now I'm going to make this guy into a freight car, because that's a great arm. Yeah, so this body will end up on something else. I just got to find something that it fits. So yeah, there we go. All right, last but not least, I got this 69 GTO. So this is, I'm going to probably run this or the 5 ohm one. This one has a 14.5 ohm. It's a Johnny Lightning. I put the Black Dragons in. Super tires. I've got an E-Fray, Wizard E-Fray front end, so I didn't go with the nostalgia. I like these little wider ones. See how it runs. I couldn't get the restricted on here, so I left the regular Johnny Lightnings on here for now. And yeah, that's it. It's pretty set up. Again, these Johnny Lightnings do sit pretty low, way lower than the Auto Worlds for whatever reason. Whatever Auto World did to the molds, they sit way higher. So we'll run this guy a few laps and see if we can get down around Quinn's. I got his at 25 laps, his Camaro tuned out. So we'll see where I can get with this fella. And yeah, hopefully close. And then we'll call it a day for now. See if I can get the front washers on tomorrow and lower this just a little bit more. But I'm pretty happy with the way these guys are running. They're running pretty smooth. So see what happens. I would like to get some more super tires for different sizes, but I'm not sure I can get those in a week. Well, I'm 99% sure I can't get them in a week, so that'll have to wait. All right, super quick, and then we'll get the cars back on the track again. So we're just going into our spring race season. We changed it up a little bit. We're still going to run an IROC race, so whatever track we're at has to supply an IROC set. We're going to do the Tjet E-Fray style, continue to do that. We swapped out the Mega Traction for this new one, Tjet American Muscle Open. We're still going to run race 4 can cars. I think everybody has Mega G pluses, and race 5 is an unlimited. We're going to change race 5. So what I did, because I like rules, I like things in writing, because it's what I do every day at work. But so race number 3. This is the new car I've been building today, American Muscle Car body, 60s, 70s, hard shell, no fray style. Yeah, basically we can cut it. Windshield is required. You can take out the back windows, the side windows. I left all that in there anyway. Chassis, pretty much whatever we want, which is good because I've got a bunch of Auto World and Johnny Lightning stuff. When we was trying to stay with the nostalgic stuff or the phrase stuff, we tried to stick with the rules there. But this just lets me use some other stuff. Obviously, take out the Ultra G on the Auto World. Any armatures? So I've got a 5 ohm one for myself and a 14. I'm going to run them in, over the next couple of days and see which one I like handling better. Any motor magnets, fray E-Fray, front ends allowed, and tire slip-ons. So that is that. It's pretty much wide open. What else? We're going to change up for this go. So what are we doing here? We're into, I guess we're February. We're going to run February, until the weather gets super nice. So February into April, May, as we'll cut her down about that time. So we're going to run this class of cars. Again, the can cars, I always like to mention these are stock. Changing the tires, changing the axles. There's nothing in here about changing the magnets, but I guess we need to discuss that. So anyways, into the unlimited open class, we're going to change this up. We used to run 3-minute heats like everything else. This other class that we've all run at, or this other track we ran at, do a bit of a crash and burn style, and it's kind of fun. So we thought we'd give it a go. So instead of 3-minute heats, we'll do 1.5-minute heats, crash and burn. Basically, if you crash, you're out. But there's a bit of a leeway off that front lap. So, until you get your first lap in, you can crash. It kind of does a race restart. You get, basic 2 black flags and then you're out, or warning. So basically 2 warnings and then you're out of the race, regardless if you make it or not. So yeah, so that's that. I did clarify here some, because we've had some tiebreaker things. We'll have to look at Patrick's setup. So we have tiebreaker rules for the day, but we didn't necessarily, we didn't clarify anything as far as each race goes. So what we did is obviously the highest number of laps wins. Gotcha. There's a tiebreaker there. So then that's the total run time. So that's the time at the end of the TrackMate system. So it's the fastest one wins. So it will rank you. I don't know if Patrick's does that. We got to take a look at that. We're going to Patrick's next week. So here's what I'm going to run in each of these classes, and then we'll rip them around the track. So this is my Frey car. I forget what the heck this is. I think we had this conversation last week with the guys, but Mercedes. It's my first build. He's running pretty good. It's not the chassis that I wanted in here, so I'm going to start playing around with that T-1, but not this week because I do have chores and I need to do. So I've got these guys up here that I've been working on today. So this is the GTO 69 GTO. It's got a 14 ohm arm in there and the Black Dragons. It's running pretty darn good. This is my backup. So again, we'll do some testing. This is obviously a Mustang, and it has a 5.5 ohm arm in there. And I did drop the Black Dragons in this one. They didn't have them before, but they definitely help stick to the track. This has got a longer pin, so it's a bit hard to test on this track. I got to test it on my Auto World one. So this is the one I built for Quinn, which is a super fast car as well. This has got the 14 ohm arm in it. It's running really good. Yeah, so we'll see how that holds up. This has got the nostalgia front end I was talking about earlier. I won't go over that again. This is my Mega G Plus can car that I'm running. I have been running a different one, a Ken Miles one, the white with the blue one. This is who is this? Donahue. I always want to say Phil Donahue, but it's not the talk show host. Mark? Yeah, so this car runs pretty good. I don't think it runs quite as well as my Ken Miles one, but I blasted some shoes in the last race at Rick's house and thought I had some replacements, but I do not. I bought the wrong ones. So we'll run this guy this way. I gotta obviously put some orders in here. I'm missing some pieces. I got this is my Rooster Area 51, and I've got the these tires are a little bit softer, and I ran some faster laps with these than the ones that Steven gives you with the car. A bit firmer. I put these on. These are the Viper Albinos. They're a little bit softer, and I ripped like another 5 laps. But I do think this car runs faster anyways. But I'm going to run this setup next weekend. So do some more testing and tuning. But this will be it. Probably, if I had to guess, my setup's probably going to look like this for next weekend. So Frey, American Muscle Bodies, can cars, and then the Open. So I'll run some laps with each, and you can see how the time is considerably different. Right, so I've set my heats to 1 minute instead of 3, so you don't have to sit here and watch that. But I'll run them all in the white lane. I'm going to run each of the 4 cars and see what happens. So this guy does have a longer pin. It's not awesome on my Tyco track. I put a longer pin on there for the AFX Tony. Yeah, so next season, after this season's done, I'm going to take this layout out and swap it to a Tomy track. Different layout completely. I'm just collecting some pieces right now. Get that sorted out. So we'll all have the same style track unless we go to some routed stuff. Obviously Rick's got the routed track, but Pete, Patrick, and myself will have quick tracks. Yeah, so we'll have AFX Tomy. It'll be nice, so you don't have to mess around with pins and that, which I didn't think made a big difference initially, but it is a pain in the butt when you're setting cars up. So 1 minute is really fast. So that was seven laps on that guy. So 7 laps on the Frey. I don't know if you can see that on the big board, but
Get ready.
I can. 7 minute or seven laps. See what happens here with the old American Muscle. This is my American Muscle. Told you about this guy enough. So he runs actually pretty good. Like when he's running, he feels a bit heavier. I'll have to try. I have another frayed car that I may run. I just put a new pin on it, a long pin, so it won't run on this track at all. I'm going to try it at Patrick's because I actually quite enjoy driving it. It just doesn't drive on this track at all. Close. 7 laps, so same as my freight car, which I am happy about that. I think again to get a hard body to run as quick as a freight is pretty challenging. So that was 7 laps.
Get ready.
So hang on to your pants, kids. This is going to be faster. Oh, the trick is always adjusting the controller. That's the problem when you start going around this quick. Adjusting the sensitivity. Oh.
Yellow flag.
I'm gonna maybe play with this guy a little bit. He doesn't run. He does not run as good as the 10 miles car. I know that. We're a bit more tentative here, so we try not to crash, because crashing makes for boring videos. Oh, that was a good lap. So 17. So I went from 7 laps with the 2 T-Jets to 17. So much faster. I have cleaned all the tires on all these. I did this before turning the video on. So 17. 17. And this is the open car I have. I really like these Area 51 cars on our tracks. They did not run good in the Carsland track. Not 100% sure. I don't know enough about these cars to understand why. I need more downforce, so traction magnets is key. This is a 3.5 ohm one. I think Rick was talking about they're running a 1 or even an under 1 ohm arm over there, so almost like a drag car, heavy magnets. But now I want to get one built. It's a pretty fun track to run on for sure. Oh.
Yellow flag.
Oh, I didn't know that was that close. So 21. So I went from, I should get more than 21 with this car, but that's okay. 17, 21. So this car definitely needs to be pushed a bit harder for sure. I'll get some more out of this guy. Anyways, that's that. So hopefully you enjoyed it. And yeah, check out the race video. All right, hope you enjoy that. Yeah, lots of fun testing and tuning today instead of doing the house chores that I was supposed to be doing. Anyway, so join in. I'll have a Sunday drive coming up here tomorrow, right before the Super Bowl. We'll do a drive, and yeah, next weekend, watch for the race videos on the Wildcard, this channel, as well as Pete's channel. We're going to be at Patrick's place. Yeah, that should be pretty fun. We'll announce the fall-winter season winner, and we'll give out a trophy. So that'll be in that race footage. We'll have to go live one of these times. I know Pete keeps talking about it. I'm not sure what's the challenge. I've never done that before. Well, maybe we'll get it going live on one of these race days. It'd be kind of fun just to let that roll and see what happens. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. And any questions, shoot them downstairs. If you have any suggestions on how to make my cars faster, let me know as well. All right. Have a good one.